there, welcome to a new video. How many books did you read last month? Every month I make a video about the books I read last month, and this is the one for May 2019. Hi there, I'm Manpreet. I make book related videos on this channel every Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday. And if you're new here, please make sure you subscribe, follow me on my social media and turn your notifications on so that you get notified every time I post a new video. You just have to hit the bell to turn your notifications on. As you may know from the title of the video, this is my wrap-up video. Basically, these are all the books that I read last month. I read 6 books last month. 2 of them were fantasy novels and 2 of them were secret projects that are basically the books that I read for the authors. They pay me to read those books, and if I like those books, I promote them, but they are secret, still secret, because I did not like those books. So I'll be sharing my learnings about those books or what went wrong in those books when it comes to writing, but not the mini reviews, which is basically what I do in these sort of videos, okay? And also I read 2 non-fiction books this month, last month I mean, and without further ado, let's get started with that. Number 1 book that I finished reading was City of Heavenly Fire by Cassandra Clare. This is the 6th book in the Mortal Instrument series. So Mortal Instrument series is basically a book series that the author has written in this Shadowhunter world, where Shadowhunters are part angels, part humans, and they protect the humans from the downworld and from the demons. And now there is this evil Shadowhunter who may just ruin everything. So yeah, that is what the book series is about. It was originally a trilogy, and then there were 3 more books that were written. So this is the 6th one, the final book in the Mortal Instrument series. And honestly, I have made a lot of videos about Mortal Instrument series. I have reviewed the first 4 books as well. And in the end, I really am happy that I read the Mortal Instrument series. It's a young adult series, so if you are new to books or if you're a beginner reader, you can definitely pick these up. It's just slightly boring at times, but just get into this world, okay? I'm telling you, you will enjoy it. You may not like the first few books, or you may not like major chunks of the first few books, but the whole series is just an amazing experience to have, and I'm so happy I read this book. I gave it 4.5, or I think 5 out of 5 stars. Cassandra Clare is this queen of wrapping up books. So even if you are a writer and you really want to learn how to wrap up the books in the perfect manner, then read Cassandra Clare books. And this also was wrapped up so beautifully. And honestly, one of you guys said that, Manpreet, do not hate Simon. He is one character in the book, and earlier in the first book I really hated him, and even in the second book, I guess. So a lot of you said that, Manpreet, do not hate him, you will start loving him. And seriously, in this book something happens to Simon and it was so heartbreaking. I was on the verge of crying. It was just beautiful and, you know, sad but beautiful. It's not something sad that you usually would find in books. It's something just cleverly done, and it's just heartbreaking, and it's just like, why did you do that to me? Honestly, I loved this book so much. 700 pages of awesomeness. Next book that I finished reading last month was India Positive by Chetan Bhagat. I have reviewed this book on the channel as well. This is the latest release of this author. It is a collection of new essays and columns about different issues in the country, and it's beautifully written, very easy for a beginner. This is a perfect pick, and also it's a conversation starter. It really makes you think about the issues that have been raised, and it really makes you think about on what you want to do about them, or how you can as an Indian youth contribute to the betterment of your country. And I really liked the whole message that Chetan Bhagat sent with this book. So definitely I would suggest you to read this book, okay? Third book that I finished reading was We Are Terror by Hugo Dumas. Honestly, I was working with the author of this book to review this book, and I am in love with the writing of this author. This is the 2nd book that I have read by Hugo Dumas, and the way he writes it, he writes fantasy novels, but he doesn't write the kind of fantasy novels you will find elsewhere. The way he just consolidates everything in this small chunk of time, like everything happens perfectly in the small chunk of time. The character descriptions, character backstories, plot, everything happens so nicely. Like even the world building, you would think that fantasy novels are usually like a series because the world building is so huge, and you know, it takes a lot of words to make that world, build that world. But Hugo Dumas, I don't know how he does it in such a short amount of words, and I love this book. This was about this war that was happening between humans and the supernatural, werewolves and vampires. But the catch is, earlier werewolves and vampires were the superior kind, but now the humans have developed this formula which has made them equal to werewolves and vampires. So it's sort of like science fiction mixed with fantasy and supernatural, and I really loved this book. I would definitely recommend it to you guys. Currently currently it's available as an ebook, and if the paperback is available in India, I'll just put it down in the description. So if you watch this video in future, you can just see in the description if the paperback is available. But even as an ebook, you should definitely try it. It's a book that you should not miss. So if you find it as ebook, read it, okay? I will link all the books down below in the description just in case you want to buy those and support me because I make tiny fraction of money when you guys buy from my Amazon links, okay? So thank you if you are using my affiliate links to buy books from Amazon or to buy anything from Amazon. And the next book that I finished reading was again a non-fiction, How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. Now this is one of the books that everybody recommends that you need to read. This self-help book. This is one of the must-read self-help books out there, and I'm really happy that I read it. I actually listened to it on Audible and very happy that I did decide to read this book. I kind of cancelled my Audible subscription for 2 months because I was not able to find time to read a lot of audiobooks, but then I found this book. I was like, I need to read this, I need to listen to this. And listening to self-help books is just very good use of your time when you are doing mundane tasks like maybe traveling, or you know, my mom always asks me to clean the house, do dusting and stuff, so I listen to books at that time, or even in the gym if you're doing light exercises. Yes, that's that. So I really loved this book. I really felt this book made a difference in my life. It really taught me on how, you know, not to offend people and how to make friends, and I really figured I was doing the opposite since forever. So maybe this book will make me a nicer person and you guys would like me more. So yeah, if you guys like me, just hit a thumbs up if you guys like me. If you don't, I'm gonna practice the principles I read in this book and I'm gonna become better. Anyway, these are the 4 books that I completed reading that I can tell you about. There were 2 more books that I read. Those were secret projects. One was historical fiction, one was contemporary fiction. I did not like both of them, so you guys will not get to hear how much I hated those books. But I would really like to tell what I hated about those books because it's important for me to document that on this channel, because yeah, these channels are also my notes on what I felt about a book, and also I really want to know what are the things not to do in my book, and also I feel like this could help budding authors. So there are 2 things, 2 books, 2 major things that I disliked in the books. The first book was, the concept was really good, okay, the historical fiction one, and I would really like to read books with the same concept, but this book was executed really badly, primarily because of the writing, how it was cringe-worthy in a manner. So I did not like this book because of that. And the second book was doing something at a bigger level, but I did not hate it that much because the writing was otherwise smooth. Okay, there was this way of writing which was like I was being told the entire story. This happened, that happened, that happened, that happened. A car is going and car goes from A to B, C, D, E, F, G. The whole thing is done, but I was not told about the journey. So 2 people are falling in love, they met, they are in love, they are doing this, they are doing that. So there was nothing about the chemistry of these people, or these people falling in love, or these people really, you know, feeling anything for one another. There were lots of text about their feelings, okay? See, this is the tricky part. There was a lot of text about their feelings, what they were thinking about one another, but there was no text about their chemistry, their actual feelings, okay? I was just given the result. I was not made the part of the process. So that is something which I dislike in books a lot. I would not even say a lot, like that is like 100% dislike from my side, okay? And I feel like this is very tricky because it has been tricky for me to explain as well. I would rather have you read that book and go through the torture and then understand, okay? Because it's very hard to explain that. I feel like how to avoid that is that you read a lot of books. I feel like a lot of people are writing books these days because it's a trend in India. You really must be a very big reader to become a good writer. So if you are not that, if you haven't read good and bad books, and if you haven't read how to write those feelings, or how to make a person feel, or how to make a reader feel, how to make a reader see through the words, if you haven't learned that, your story may be perfect but your book would be really bad. So that's what happened with these 2 books. Takeaway would be, Manpreet, if you want to write a good book, just keep reading more books. Read at least 50 to 55 books a year, or more than that. At least read 50 to 60 books in the genre you are writing, and then 50 to 60 books in the elements you have. For example, if you're writing a fantasy novel and you have an element of mystery in it, read 15 mystery books. If you have an element of romance in it, to get it perfect, read 50 romance or contemporary fiction books. So that is what you need to do to write a great book. I feel so. This is my opinion. I know a lot of writers also watch my videos, so let me know what is your opinion about that. Do you think I'm right about this, like reading a lot to become a good writer? Just let me know in the comments down below. And you guys, the ones who are not budding authors, the ones who are my lovely family and who are the lovely readers like me, just let me know what other books you read last month. I read 6 and I feel very proud about that. And if you read more than me, let me know in the comments down below. Or there is no competition here. Even if you did not finish any book but you were reading, that's perfect. So let me know what were you reading last month. And yes, that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed watching it. This is a new background because Manpreet is feeling too hot and she cannot really film in her previous background. I hope you still like it. Let me know in the comments down below about this as well, that you like this or not. So yeah, that's it for today's video. This is Manpreet signing off. I'll be back with another video very soon.